Well, welcome one and all to the greatest escape room puzzle talk show. I'm your host, Mike. I didn't come up with a cool intro today. I figured that I'm cool enough that I don't need a cool intro. In fact, I'm a little chilly. Let me put on my jacket to cover up this nice trapdoor escape room merchandise that I've got going on. I'm joined today by the man, the myth, the legend himself. Everyone put your hands together for Tone. There he is.
Tone is sad.
Tone is sad. Why are you sad, Tone?
My daughter started preschool today.
Oh, snap.
So we left first thing in the morning. And she liked it. So I'm sad.
Do we have any parents in the chat room? Give us some advice for our struggling boss here, Tone, who misses his daughter. I don't blame you. And we have here the list of stuff that we're going to be going over today. A lot of great things to be talking about. A lot of stuff that I dug into the community to talk about. So, without further ado, unless you have anything you want to add before we get started,
let's do it.
Let's hop right in. So, first thing, escape unhealthy diets.
Okay.
This is an escape room to help your diet, brought to you by the experts at the University of Reading, England, not Reading, Pennsylvania.
I was just going to say, is that local?
No, I wish.
Okay.
How awesome would that be? This escape room uses different themes and games to help teach children and adults alike the benefit of a healthy diet. And I saw this, and my first thought was, I really need to go play this game. Because I think I just had, like, pizza 3 days in a row.
Oh, boy. Yeah, we gotta get your diet in check. So that's interesting. So, I guess throughout the gameplay, you're learning about proper diet and nutrition.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not, the themes aren't themed specifically for food and diets and stuff like that. There's a zombie theme game and then another themed game that kind of ties in nutrition, kind of all encompassing. So this is a really cool concept and a great way to use escape rooms to get people, well, to eat healthier and take better care of themselves.
Right.
Because a lot of us don't.
No, that's a very interesting play. Play. I'm behind it. I would like to know, where are they getting their educational knowledge? I hear different variations of diets on a regular basis.
Oh yeah, I feel like there's a new diet every week. You know what I mean?
Being somebody that was very, very big part of the fitness community a couple years back, it was like it literally took over my life for a little while.
As well as having just like a good diet, because that's part of being fit.
It's 50-50.
Yeah.
Literally every morning I'd wake up, I'd make my shake, I'd have 6 eggs, I was always trying to gain mass, so, my issue was never cutting, it was always gaining. But, when I was a CrossFit coach, that was very much, diet was a huge element we had to learn about. So, I see and hear conversations all the time about diets, and I'm like, this goes against everything I know.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's by a medical professional, so, it makes you question things. So I would like to know where they're getting their information from.
Yeah, and I wonder if some of the games are tailored towards specific diets or specific dietary needs. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, do they have a gluten-free escape room?
As long as there's not damaging information in here and that it's helpful, then I 100% am for this. I think it's a great idea.
I believe they play tested this in a few high schools out in like the UK area, and the result was that most of the students that had played learned something about diets that they previously didn't know before.
Good.
Which is great, especially for kids. I mean, I know a lot of children's shows probably try to promote healthier diets. I remember watching children's shows as a kid, and they're like, eat your greens, so you go big and strong, and I didn't eat my greens. I did not eat my greens. So maybe this would be a fun, creative way to get kids into it.
Yeah, no, as a kid, I always loved fruits and vegetables, and I was always a fairly plain eater as a child, but it was still like more on the healthy side, with the exception of my Stella Dora cookies and Count Chocula cereal.
I love me some Count Chocula.
As an adult, I eat extraordinarily healthy. So, this gets a thumbs up.
Thumbs up from the man himself. The escape room connoisseur says this is a good idea, and I have to give you a title every time. But, no, this is definitely a great idea, especially for kids. Like, you had the benefit of growing up, while you were a simple eater, you ate healthy. If I had my way as a kid, McDonald's French fries every day. Every day. So
I did love me McDonald's French fries, I'm not going to lie.
Even when I was like, I used to babysit this little girl, and every time I tried to give her lunch, she'd be like, I have a little pack of grapes or like those like Scooby-Doo fruit snacks. Be like, hey, you want a snack? She goes, yeah, let's go to McDonald's. Love it. So there you go. Play an escape room and learn how to eat healthy. Or just Google it and eat healthy, because eating healthy is important. And with that, we're going to get on to our next topic. Something of...
Mike's infomercial.
Yeah, my infomercial. I'm doing practicing. I've always been told I had a great radio voice. So, up next, we have kind of a trend that's been popping up in the past couple of weeks as far as our topics go.
Don't tell me another immersive hotel.
A Warner Brothers hotel opening up in Abu Dhabi, across from their award-winning amusement park. So this is set to open in 2021 in Dubai, across from their theme park,
Warner Brothers World.
Yep, Warner Bros. Is currently constructing a $112 million hotel.
Wow.
$112 million.
Wow.
So pulling out all the stops for this, and a little upset that they put it all the way in Dubai.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've had conversations with other people about this. I've never personally been like, you know where I want to go today? Dubai. But it's becoming a major territory in the world markets, and
oh, absolutely.
There's gorgeous stuff there.
Yeah, as far as like the city and the structures go, it's beyond what anyone else like could comprehend. Just the way that the build, even just like the simple like the way that the buildings are built, are amazing.
Yeah. Now, having said that, this hotel's a little large.
Incredibly. I think they're expecting a high number of people.
Warner Brothers World looks very interesting, very cool. There's a lot of stuff there that I wish was at, like, Great Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
But Great Adventure is an amusement park, not a theme park. So, the attractions are not really the same. But having said all that, I'm interested. I want to see where this goes. Now, is this just a hotel or a themed hotel? And if it's themed, what's in it? Can I stay in Wayne Manor?
That's what I wanted to know as well, because I dug a little bit deeper. The construction for it is still in, like, progress. They're still building the place. And I think they're about 40% done at this point. So whether or not it's going to be themed is information that I couldn't find. However, if I could, stay in Wayne Manor, or if I could go hang out with Bugs Bunny or whatever else, that'd be awesome. The kind of doing the whole like Cartoon Network thing or the Nickelodeon thing that's been happening.
Stay in the Mystery Machine.
Oh yeah, I would absolutely stay in the Mystery Machine. 100%. Do they have Scooby-Doo on deck?
There's a lot of great content there. Like I said, I've watched walkthrough stuff of the park itself, and it's all inside of a massive warehouse.
Oh, so it's in a completely indoor theme park.
Fully enclosed.
Okay.
And the Justice League walks around, and all the villains, and there's kind of like little immersive stunt shows that happen throughout the streets, and they have a Batmobile, and...
So I can't imagine that won't bleed into the hotel. Because that's got to be
I hope so.
It's got to be what's making money right now. I mean, Disney really set the way as far as themed hotels go with their whole, like, Disney resorts and stuff like that. And then you have all these other themed resorts popping up all over the place.
Well, they went all in with the Star Wars hotel.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And now, we were just talking about before going streaming, the Cartoon Network Hotel in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
This is just another one in that same step. We talked on a much earlier show on Puzzle Talk about the... just the generic puzzle hotel that was like a B&B.
Yeah, where like, hey, solve a puzzle to get behind the bookcase or something.
Yeah. So, there's obviously a market, and very obviously entertainment venues are recognizing that this is the direction that the future's going in entertainment. So, thumbs up. I would love to see what they do. I would love to go to Warner Brothers World.
Absolutely. Business trip to Dubai?
We'll see about that.
All right, so I'm going to be starting a GoFundMe so you can send me to Dubai. Just kidding. You will not find that GoFundMe link anywhere. But yeah, no, I feel like this is a trend happening within business too. You know what I mean? Because it's been like every other week it pops up, this happens, then something else, this happens, and something else, this happens. Yeah. But these have been in development for a while.
Yes.
They have to have been. Yeah. So I wonder, who was the brainiac back then?
That's always market disruption. So, you got to figure... all of Galaxy's Edge and the whole Star Wars section of the Disney properties has been in discussions for a decade.
Yeah.
So, I think as soon as that stuff was announced, everybody else was like, we need to get in on this.
That makes a lot of sense, though, honestly,
and
because
started preparation.
because they probably knew that it was going to make money. I mean, obviously Disney's doing it; it's going to make money, so they follow suit.
Disney's had failures too.
I mean, that's fair, but on this grand of a scale, anyway. But there you go. The new Warner Brothers hotel set to open in 2021. If anyone plans a trip to Dubai, A, stuff me in your suitcase, and B, let us know how it goes, because I'd love to hear more about that.
Stuff them in your suitcase.
I can fit in a suitcase. I've tried. I don't get past security though because I weigh more than luggage. It's a lot of fun. I'd rather be a carry-on. But we're gonna move on to a discussion that popped up in one of our not ours, but a discussion that popped up in an escape room group page on social media. I like to call this a tip for game masters. Something of a trend that's been happening, I think, overseas. Not so much in the States.
The game master?
Yes, and it's strange to me. So from the perspective of a game master, I don't expect tips. I've literally never expected a tip. I didn't think it was kind of customary. I'm used to, I used to also work in the service industry as a server. So, there it was customary to get the tips. I was making $2.15 an hour, stuff like that. Here, I make definitely more than $2.15 an hour as a game master. So, I wouldn't put out a tip jar as a game master. It's just a strange concept to me personally. I don't know if you've had any experience with, being handed a tip before for game mastering.
I've been tipped before, and usually considerable amounts of money.
Oh, wow.
And our staff has.
Oh, okay.
It's happened in Red Bank. It's happened in Morristown. I don't think it's happened here that I know of.
Not to my knowledge.
Now, having said that, I've always tried to deter it, because I do believe that they're already paying a fairly high ticket price.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't think that they should feel the need to do that.
Oh, absolutely. If someone comes in here, spends $400 or $500 on a game, there's no way, shape, or form at the end that I'm thinking to myself, oh yeah, I'm going to get a $30 tip.
We had a former employee put a tip jar out once.
Oh no.
We ended that real quick.
Well, that when you put out a tip jar, at that point you have to claim the tips, and then it becomes a tax thing, and that becomes an issue.
Yeah, no, we ended that real quick. But, that's... I mean, these always come down to the same things. If you're doing good at your job, then hopefully you'll get reevaluated and earn more money at your job.
Sure.
Especially if you're earning, in our condition with game mastering and whatnot, if you're earning follow-up sales, if you're earning good reviews, then, it's up to the business to take notice of that.
Of course.
I don't think that, the customers having to hand over even more money before they leave is the answer to that.
And I never try to make that feel like an obligation. Putting out a tip jar makes it feel like an obligation. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's never like it shouldn't be an obligation.
For the most part, at Trapdoor, you could go through the reviews and you could tell who makes the most money.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, it goes hand in hand a bit. Now, I know it's not the same everywhere, and different people have different reasons and, ideas and justifications.
Oh, of course.
But, yeah, I'm not for the whole tip jar concept. We're not food.
No, definitely not. Food service, that's a whole different ball game. Those guys make like $2.15 an hour. They're
Yeah, if we were to add catering and, and people wanted to tip, okay. However, I would probably still go the more European method of restaurant service, which is you pay the people normal wages so that they don't require tips.
Exactly. And then at that point, a tip actually is it's not a customary thing. It's almost a nice surprise at that point. Right. Not so much like you serve a group of people, they leave you a $5 tip on a however much bill, you're left the end of the night mad about it or for some reason.
Right.
So, strange concept that ended up popping up on the boards of escape room social media. I am terrible today. Absolutely awful. Apologies from the bottom of my heart. But yeah, it was a good topic of conversation. I saw a lot of back and forth, and I think the people who wanted the tip, first of all, they have the money afterwards to do so. They're probably not paying hundreds of dollars for tickets and whatnot.
Right.
So, and secondly, I think a lot of them were actually not American. I think this is more of a European trend.
Really?
Yeah. Is what I got out of it anyway. When I was looking through the comments and stuff, and I was looking at a bit of the locations and stuff. Yeah, this is definitely more of a European trend.
Well, I mean, I'm going to say the unpopular thing here, but the rest of the world leads the U.S. now, so so yeah, it'll probably make its way here. But like I said, I'm still on the same boat here. I don't necessarily agree with it, and even tipping overseas has become more of a thing because of Western philosophy. Because when we go there for tourism, we don't know, so we tip.
Absolutely. So they're probably at that point just kind of like, oh, this is a nice thing to do, and then it's something that they get used to. Or
yeah, like else. I know when we were in Italy, when we were in Paris, we were tipping, and everybody was like, no, like you don't do that here.
Oh, it's very, very Wakanda. Just like we don't do that here.
Wakanda forever!
I'm sorry, it was just we don't do that here.
So yeah, it was it was weird on our part because we felt like we were doing something wrong if we didn't.
Right.
But it's not the way it's done there.
That's fair. I've even gotten tipped as like a retail worker, not as food service, but like I'd help bring someone's groceries out to their car, and they would try to give me a tip, and then I as the worker would be put in the awkward situation of having to tell them like, no, don't give me the tip, please don't, it's okay.
No, there were plenty of times back in the day I'd help people to their cars with boxes of paint and stuff like that, and a lot of people would try to tip you. So it's I don't know, it's one of those elements where. At the end of the day, I wouldn't want the customers to feel like they were in an off-putting situation.
Right, absolutely.
Like they shouldn't feel required to hand over more money.
No, definitely not. Not especially not if they're paying again like a large bill for a ticket.
And that's where the jar, I think, is where the problem sits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because at that point, you're sitting there just.
Yeah. Or directly asking.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sit well with me. I've never been one to like ask for stuff like that. Even as a server, I'm not the guy to go to the table and be like, "Hey, leave me a big tip. I'll take care of you."
Anyone out there have a different opinion or similar or anything in between? Voice it in the comments. We'd love to kind of get your take on this and add some more fuel to the fire.
Let's get a conversation going, guys. While you guys are thinking up conversations, we're going to go ahead and talk about our next topic.
Connor actually just wrote, overseas there's usually no tipping. So I'd be surprised if the rooms doing it are really only European.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. And like we were just talking about, it's not really a customary thing. So
yeah.
it probably is Western culture bleeding over into European.
Just like Lady Gaga.
Just like Lady Gaga. 100% just like Lady Gaga.
It's funny. Everybody always asks, like about when we went to Paris and whatnot. And it always comes up because our daughter's middle name is Paris.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And
was that your call?
No, that was a double agreed upon.
Oh, okay. All right.
That was unanimous. But when we were there, we were studying. I was actually just talking about this with Josh. This location's old Josh.
Oh, Josh.
The other day.
Josh, if you're in the chat, how you doing, bud? Miss you.
The fact that I learned French before we went to France because I didn't want to be that American jerk that showed up and.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
They all learn my language.
100%.
And what was funny was when I got there, 3/4 of the population spoke English, and everybody listened to nothing but Lady Gaga.
Okay, the Lady Gaga thing surprised me.
They all smoke, and they love scarves. That was my takeaway from Paris.
Fuck, I might be French. I love Lady Gaga.
Language.
Darn, I might be French. I love Lady Gaga. Shit, that's my bad. So, I put down that it's not for kids, Tone. Anyways, so, the fact that they all know English over there doesn't surprise me, too, because in, like, most European cultures, or I'd even think in, like, Asian culture, they go on to teach multiple languages in schools and stuff. Like, you have your
so much of their economy is American tourism.
Yeah, that's a big thing about it. So they're almost pushed into that corner to learn English just so they can get business.
Yep. Yep.
But, hey, that's just our thoughts. So now we're going to move on to another topic. This is another topic that I got from reaching into one of our...
I commented on?
I think the funny thing is that I made this a topic, and then hours later you commented on it, and I'm just like, damn it, now he's not going to be surprised. But physical challenges. Physical challenges. A German escape room company started a poll recently on whether or not physical obstacles are good for an escape room experience. Physical obstacles within an escape room zone. I think if anybody could shed light onto why obstacles are great for an escape room. It's
Or
us.
terrible.
Or terrible. Or terrible.
So, okay, the question that the person put up on Facebook was, is it profitable?
Yes.
To the answer of that, yes.
100%.
Is it good for business? I don't know. And F5, our tornado escape,
which had obstacles in it. You can walk through, climb, crawl, stuff like that.
it was a hybrid.
Yeah.
It was 50-50. You had some obstacles that were quite physical, and then you had some other things that were more traditional escape room puzzle style.
Yep.
Oddly enough, we always got criticized for the escape room puzzle style stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Everybody wanted more of the physical stuff. It's not to say that the physical stuff wasn't still puzzles. Like, everybody always said their favorite puzzle was the box push.
That was my
like
favorite
Zelda,
puzzle.
You had to push boxes and pull boxes and stuff like that. And everybody really enjoyed that. But we also had a lot of injuries in F5.
I didn't actually know about all the injuries.
Not anything, like, terrible.
Yeah.
But we did have a lot of injuries. A lot of people would fall. A lot of people, I'll never forget this one lady, off the climb over zone, literally just like arms out, fell backwards.
Oh, God.
And tumbled over, hit her head on the next zone down and bounced.
Oh, God.
And escape rooms infamously have to deal with drunk customers.
Yes.
And you have to be so much more diligent in making sure that everyone's sober going into an event like that. We had a corporate event at one point where anyone who had played the game would remember that you did a drop to a crash pad into the storm cellar from the second level of the barn. This lady dropped like a dead fish.
Oh, God.
And landed half on the crash pad, head off.
Oh, so she hit her head on the floor, and the
Cracked
floor.
her head open.
Yeah, because that floor is concrete.
Yeah. Ambulance had to get her out, and she was okay. But that game easily had above 5 injuries in it.
Ooh, that's a lot for one game, but I think it's also one of the games that probably sold the most amount of tickets and got probably some of the best reviews.
Oh, it sold ridiculous amounts of tickets. Everybody, it wasn't just the physical obstacles. Everybody still always talks about just the projection work, even.
Oh yeah, because throughout the entire game, the tornado's getting closer and closer and closer to you.
Yeah, so there was a lot of projection stuff that was really cool and no one had really ever seen inside of an escape room. There was a lot of, there was a little bit of wind. The set itself, once everything was on, that game was pretty authentic.
Absolutely.
So a lot of people absolutely loved it, and we still catch grief for closing it temporarily.
All games come back.
But, it was the first physical obstacle course hybrid escape room game, and I'll always be proud of that. But one of the main focus points for when that game is resurrected is going to be further safety.
Absolutely, yeah, because you don't want to mimic the number of injuries.
Right.
So I guess that's part of the advice towards our friends over in Germany who are trying to open an escape room obstacle course is that it's profitable, it'll make you money, but oh man, you got to up the safety.
And be prepared for the insurance.
Oh man, be prepared for the insurance. Have you been on the phone with insurance companies because of that game? I take it often.
Every injury.
Oh well, yeah. Nah, you know what? That makes sense. Dumb question. Dumb questions from Mike. But there you go. So there's that. I actually really miss F5. I think out of all the games I've played from us, that was probably my favorite game.
And it's funny too because that game, when it was first out, we had triple the amount of mats and padding so that people wouldn't get hurt, and all the players kept ripping it up.
Oh, so you had to you were back into that corner where, all right, well, all we have is the one mat now.
Yeah, because we kept replacing it in literally every single game. Like, one good example that wasn't really a safety thing, it was a comfort thing. We had our military crawl spot.
I know the spot.
You had to go like underneath the down lattice fence, and we had made that look like you were in a mud pit.
Okay.
And it was all foam padding.
All right.
That was painted brown and like moss was in it to make it kind of look like you were going across,
oh, that's really cool.
Literally every group that played, so like 8 to 10 groups on a Saturday, for example,
yeah,
ripped it out.
Oh, that's lovely. I was going to say, because when I went through, I definitely didn't see that when I went through.
Yeah, so at a point where like, okay, nobody wants to be comfortable. I guess we're pulling this out. But we tried for like 2 months to keep that going and kept replacing it.
Mm-hmm.
And that matting is not cheap.
No, definitely not.
So, it was like...
What do you even do at that point?
What do you even do at that point?
Well, I hope that our input helps you guys out there. I just got the ding to let me know that it's time to move on. See how I played that off? Sure. Like that? All right, so coming back after a couple weeks of hiatus, we've got a trailer to review. So this trailer, before I play the trailer for you guys, comes to us from Deepest Immersion Industries, and we have a trailer for Project Cabin, a choose-your-own-adventure escape room.
Okay.
So this escape room is 100% choose-your-own-adventure. The play style every time is going to be different. It's going to be 100% different. And we've got our microphones on so that you can hear our thoughts throughout the trailer as well.
100% different every time. Okay.
Let's
see.
Different every time. So, without further ado, this is Project Cabin from Deepest Immersion Industries. Here we go.
Adventure, intrigue, and escape. You want all these things, don't you? I could give you all that, and so much more. All I need is your help, and your trust. So, do we have a deal?
Step into a living narrative with puzzles and deception.
Your fate is what you make it when you choose your own direction.
Do you want to go tonight?
No need to be alarmed, ladies and gentlemen. The lines of your reality are just becoming a bit
It's an
blurry.
escape room.
You're about to meet some of my former colleagues. I'm sure they'll have a lot to say about me. But I'm not worried. We trust one another, don't we?
If humanity has taught me anything, it is at the end of the day it all comes down to the choices we make.
Just thought you should know that something important has gone missing. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were trying to sabotage me.
I'm just your narrator. Who I am doesn't matter. All that matters is who you choose to become. Now for the final choice. Hurry, there isn't much time. Excellent. Now all we have to do is... Wait! Stop! I command you to stop! Well, aren't you humans clever?
I know you can crack the code, but hurry! The water's coming up fast!
Incorrect code. Access denied. Code accepted. Access granted.
And that was the trailer for Project Cabin. What are your thoughts?
There's a pretty lousy trailer until the last 10 seconds.
You think so?
Um,
It was a lot of build-up, I thought.
yeah, the reason that the game is different every time is mostly because of the fact that it's a lot of improvisational acting. And that's fine. That's great. Definitely, a lot of pre-recorded characters. We've been doing that for years.
Oh, absolutely.
It looks interesting.
To say the least. I like the aspect of choose your own adventure.
Sure.
Which, because that creates that whole, like, a couple weeks ago we talked about replayability within escape rooms and what makes escape room completely replayable. You need a new experience every time. So having, like, a choose your own adventure kind of helps with that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Imagine paying twice to go do this escape room and you accidentally do the same thing 2 times in a row.
I've seen it.
Oh, really? Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
But that was Project Cabin from Deepest Immersion Industries. They have their YouTube channel set up, so if you'd like to know more about that, go ahead and hop on over to their YouTube channel. I'm definitely going to be checking out more of that myself because I haven't quite seen that done myself yet. Aside from like the pre-recorded voices and the improvisational acting, which we've had to do ourselves oftentimes. It just seems kind of like a different format for it. So that looked pretty cool. Glad to have another trailer that doesn't get us kicked off of YouTube.
Yeah, that's not a joke.
But with that, we've wrapped up most of our topics for the day. So before we go, we got one more thing that we want to talk to you guys about. The Gift of Escape. The last episode.
Season finale.
The last episode is this Wednesday. This Wednesday at 6 p.m. Tone, you know what I've always wondered?
What?
What would it be like to have a subscription to Trapdoor Escape Stream?
Well, you'd be able to log in, join the chat, and start playing through an entire experience of puzzles guided by one of our game masters. Sounds a lot like this Wednesday.
It sounds incredibly like this Wednesday. Guys, subscriptions start at $11.99 a month, and your first month is free. But if you want a teaser, if you want to taste a little bit of just a test of what it would be like to have a subscription with us at Trapdoor Escape Stream, then tune in this Wednesday at 6 p.m. when myself and Tone use your help to solve Grandpa's Winter Wonderland, one of our Trapdoor Events games, and you guys are going to help us solve it.
Yeah, that's it's from our Trapdoor Events catalog, so it's more or less like a tabletop puzzle hunt, which is similar with a few of our experiences.
Absolutely.
But it's a great festive holiday fun-filled experience.
Just an excellent way to kick off the season finale.
And I heard that we got permission from bookkeeping to do a giveaway for every puzzle solved. Not just the game winner, but every puzzle throughout the game.
Let me just do my math real quick to make sure I'm getting this right. There's 1, 2, 3, carry the 5, divide by 7. That's 7 boxes. That's 8 boxes. That's 8 tickets. Bring your family to the escape room. Come in and solve these. Well, not come in. Tune in Wednesday. Trapdoor Escape Stream, either on Facebook or YouTube, and help us solve Grandpa's Winter Wonderland to earn 8 free tickets for each box opened. That's insane. Whose hands did you have to shake to get that deal off?
Let's not talk about it.
Oh, man. Tone's going to keep his secrets. But with that, we're going to send you guys off. Tune in this Wednesday where we're live again on Trapdoor Escape Stream, Facebook, or YouTube. Be sure to check out TrapdoorEscapeStream.com. All subscriptions start at $11.99 per month. First month is free. And with that, we are out. Have a good Monday, guys.
Laters.